We see businesses grow all the time, right? But how many of them actually grow and last? That's what we're diving into today, the blueprint for sustainable, strategic growth, the kind that builds a company that endures, not one that's just a flash in the pan. So, why is that kind of lasting growth so incredibly hard to get right? So many companies either shoot up, hit a ceiling, and just stagnate, or they expand way too fast and completely burn out. It's like a giant, complex puzzle. And figuring out how to put all the pieces together in the right order, well, that's the real challenge. And here's the secret. There is no single silver bullet. Real sustainable growth comes from a balanced mix of things. I mean, think about it, right? A company with absolutely mind-blowing tech but zero customer loyalty is incredibly vulnerable. A business with amazing marketing but whose finances are a mess, well, that's just a house of cards waiting to fall. You need a holistic strategy. And that is exactly where this blueprint comes in, the 7 pillars of strategic growth. This is the framework we're going to use to build a resilient, thriving business. So let's start by looking at how a company really engages with the outside world. Okay, so part 1 is all about what we're calling the external pillars. This is everything that has to do with how your business connects with the world out there, from winning over new customers to building a really powerful brand that people recognize and trust. All right, pillar number 1, market expansion. And you can think of this as a 3-pronged attack. First, you're always looking to expand into new customer segments or even new places. At the exact same time, you're strengthening your position in the market you're already in, making sure you stand out. And finally, you expand what you offer so you can deepen the relationships with the customers you already have. Next up is pillar 2, customer loyalty. You've probably heard this before, but it costs way, way more to get a new customer than to keep one you already have. That's why loyalty isn't just some fluffy, feel-good thing. It's a core financial strategy. And you build it with amazing support, with loyalty programs, and by making every single interaction so good that our customers have no reason to leave. The third external pillar is all about strategic partnerships. And the insight here is so simple, but so powerful. You don't have to do everything yourself. Seriously. You can supercharge your growth by teaming up with other companies, outsourcing the tasks you're not an expert in, or even co-developing new things directly with your clients. Okay, so that's the outside world covered. We know how to reach the market. But now, let's turn inward. Let's look at the pillars that power the internal engine of the entire business. Pillar number 4 is a big one, innovation and digital transformation. This isn't just about a small tweak, it's a fundamental shift in how the business actually runs. It's about moving away from clunky manual processes and decisions based on a gut feel, and instead embracing automation, data, and digital platforms to drive everything from revenue to efficiency. Now, once you have that awesome new technology, you absolutely need the right processes to match. And that brings us to Pillar 5, operational excellence. This is all about becoming a well-oiled machine. It's about using proven methods like Lean and Six Sigma to get rid of waste/errors and deliver consistently high quality without breaking the bank. And of course, none of it, is sustainable without Pillar 6, financial discipline. You've got to build a financial fortress. That means having optimized cash flow so you can actually operate day to day, having diverse revenue streams so you're not reliant on just one thing, and having strong risk management to protect against all the threats out there, like cybersecurity. Okay, we've built the external walls, we've tuned up the internal engine, but what's holding the entire thing together? What's the foundation? Well, that brings us to our final and, you could argue, most important pillar of all, leadership. The 7th and final pillar is leadership, and it all starts with vision. And not just some vague idea, but a clear, compelling roadmap, for the next 3 years at least. This roadmap answers the big question, where are we actually going, and why should everyone be excited to come along for the ride? But look, a vision is just a dream without execution. This is where the rubber meets the road. Effective leadership takes that big picture roadmap and translates it into clear, measurable goals for every single department. This is how you build a culture of innovation and accountability, where everyone knows exactly how their work pushes the whole company forward. So we've walked through all 7 pillars. Now let's pull it all together and see how these pieces don't just sit side by side, but actually work as one living, breathing system. Now this is maybe the most important takeaway of the whole thing. These pillars are not a checklist you just tick off. They are a deeply interconnected system. Each one strengthens the others. For example, when you achieve operational excellence, your customers are happier and more loyal. When you have strong financial discipline, you have the fuel you need for market expansion. It creates this amazing virtuous cycle. But that also means a weakness in any one of these pillars will eventually undermine all the others. A crack in your financial foundation will threaten the entire structure. See, sustainable growth isn't about being perfect at just one thing. It's about building balanced strength across the entire system. So, as you look at this complete blueprint, I want you to ask yourself a serious question. For your business, or even just for your team, where are you strongest? And where are the cracks starting to form? Which pillar do you need to start building next?